Hi, everybody. This is Ryan Motter here, discussing the effects of stress, mental health, and spiritual health on exercise, and just putting everything together as a whole, and how stress and how mental health play into all this stuff with exercise and nutrition. This is something that I've always say does not get enough attention in exercise. We're starting to see a little more quantitative research on stress and the underlying effects it has, but I want to touch on some basic principles in stress and how it plays into exercise. I always say there are two forms of exercise. There's either exercise that gets you back on track, or there's exercise that advances you. And this is why I have a hard time when people who come to me and want a specific program. They want me to say how many days a week should I work out, how many how long should I work out? How many sets do I do? How many reps do I do? And it's really hard because every day possesses different challenges. And the thing that I try to teach is how to facilitate people how to read their body. Where is their body at this point, and where do we need to take it? So, I see sometimes somebody, you have a workout, sometimes you go and you're like, I'm just not feeling it today. And you want to have this great advancing workout, but when realistically, we should kind of back off the intensity just to feel good as a whole. And sometimes it's messing with people. They love that feeling of progression. Oh, I did an extra 2 reps today, or I benched 25 more pounds than I ever did. When in reality, if we would use that workout to get our body back to normal, the next time we went to work out, instead of breaking our body down when it was stressed, we would have had even a major advancement. And that's really hard to read, and that's hard to break people out of who are incredibly structured with their workout routine. So I encourage you to really start reading your body. Understand your heart rate variables. You go to work out, like, your heart rate, it's just, it has more of a stress tone. It may not be as high, but it's a stressed heart rate. Your body's working a little over. How can we get that heart rate to back to its normal state? If you're at stressed heart rate and then you add a really challenging lift to it, it's gonna add to the stress of it, and then that messes with people. Like, oh, I going backwards, and they totally fall off the grid. I see it all the time, and I've always said, the thing that it breaks my heart to say this, but it's true. Sometimes a 60% workout trumps a 90% workout. It's the truth. Understanding your body's current chemistry and physiology. I especially see this in girls, especially if they're going through menstrual cycle or where they're at in their cycle, depends on the variability of the exercise intensity. So how do we read that stuff, and how do we make the advancements from that? Stress and mental health. I could talk to you about this for hours. Stress comes in all shapes and forms. Stress has a negative connotation to it, that it has to be bad. Whereas stress could be taking a sip of water. Stress comes in, moving my hands, it's stress. And anything that's talking is stress. Thinking is stress. Any tangents of the mind is technically stress. It's an action. It's a reaction. So, how do we limit all these stresses, and how do we use exercise to? I always like to use the word reset. If you have a really stressful day, how can we have exercise help reset our body? And we're going to have bad days. It's inevitable. But how do we put an end to that bad day? And a lot of times exercise will bring that to us. So, we understand the physiological benefits, how it, it balances our hormones, increases our endorphins and all this stuff. But people don't truly appreciate it until they do it. I've had tons of people get off anxiety, depression, medication just off these things. They use exercise just to be like, to stop, reset, and look back on their day and be like, that really wasn't so bad. But it's hard in 2016. We have all these overwhelming things that stress us, and to take an hour to yourself just to stop and think and be like, that really wasn't that bad. So I always challenge you to take an hour to yourself just to kind of hit the reset button. And I've always said this. I always took a negative approach that, if somebody sees a therapist, there's something wrong with them. It's no different than people seeing me as a personal trainer. It's preventative medicine for your mental health. And, if that's a route you want to go to, I encourage you to do it. Always explore, try to better yourself. You'd be surprised that I've always said some of my best clients all have one thing in common. They go see therapists just to get their thoughts organized. Not that there's anything wrong with them. Like, look, this. They help organize, help prioritize each thing, you know. So taking them like different hour, you know, an hour out a day just to prioritize what you need to do. And sometimes people can gain that from exercise, but you know, you can try all kinds of stuff, yoga, Pilates, whatever it is to help do it. So I challenge you to definitely take, if you get control of your head and your attitude and your mental health, you can attack anything. So, and any questions, please post below. I'll try to answer the best I can. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.